A fight for a chance at gold. We are in the semifinals. We have Canada versus Spain. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm Justin Taylor. Jacinta Govint is with me here in the virtual booth as we are about to get started with this matchup between these two teams. Jacinta, we already know the United States, even after having to come back in surprising fashion, they're going to be in the finals. Winner of this game will play against them. This one should be a competitive matchup, and Spain hasn't been in very many opportunities like this. Looking forward to see how they play.
Yeah, me too. And it's great to be calling another game with you here for the FIBA U17 Women's Basketball World Cup, Justin. It's a great opportunity to have two commentators here for the semi-final. And you're right, we are up for a tight contest here between Spain and Canada, with each team being undefeated so far in this tournament, going 5-0, just ripping through the group phase and making it easy through the round of 16 and their quarterfinals. And if we look head-to-head statistically, there's not a lot of stats here separating these teams. I think the only outstanding stats that I've found is that Spain is shooting a bit of a surprising low free throw percentage at 48.8%. Canada are averaging 17.6 steals and also 19 points from the bench. Fast break points, 19 fast break points. So it'll be interesting to see if these outstanding statistics will have an influence on the semi-final game.
Well, both teams have introduced all of their players. We're going to take a quick pause for national anthems, and we'll return with your starting five for each team.
El himno nacional de Canadá. Les solicitamos permanecer de pie para escuchar el himno nacional de España.
In typical tradition for FIBA, exchanging of gifts at this time there between the coaches, as well as a gift between players. Both teams getting ready to start off this matchup. just a few moments. First, we'll take a glance at the starting lineups in just a minute. There we see the coaching staff for Canada after they had collected their generous gift. And here is Canada's starting five: McKeer, Swords, Okoko, Prawl, and Parchment. A couple players to watch. McKeer has been strong, fast, and furious for Team Canada. Sword has been a great scorer. Okoko doing great work on the interior. Fabian Blizzard is the coach for Canada. There she is, focused up and ready for this matchup. On the other side, Spain and their starters: Garcia, Sans, Monhe, Urdine, and Okeke. There they are on your screen. Okeke will be the player to watch, but look out for Garcia. Garcia had a great game yesterday, putting up some good numbers when Okeke was having moments where she was in foul trouble. Javier Torralba is the coach for Spain. Jacinta, it's going to be a good matchup, but just like the last game, it's going to be dependent on who stays out of foul trouble, I believe, as both teams have had their struggles with fouls.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And I think typically, especially when we get into the finals phase of competition, everyone's had a good chance to check out their opposition and learn their scouts well. So there's going to be a lot of attention on McKeer, Okeke, and sometimes that extra attention can draw some extra fouls, or perhaps the other way, those particular players to watch out for end up in foul trouble. So it will come down to that, I think, and I wonder if it will come down to success from the free throw line, which we saw in the previous semi-final as well.
We appreciate all the viewers who are joining us for this broadcast. There on your screen are your officials for this matchup. And one thing that I'm noticing, there is a badge out there on the chat attached to some people, and I believe those are FIBA YouTube membership participants. Jacinta.
Yeah, that's right. So FIBA's just launched a new premium YouTube membership which features those custom badges, as you've pointed out, Justin. And we want to give a quick shout out to Hartley Westgate, who is a premium YouTube membership participant. He's entered the chat and he's going for Canada. And look, Hartley also wanted to give you a shout out for your positive feedback and vibes that you're putting in the chat so far. And also wanted to give a quick shout out. It looks like Amelia Kristevsky from Canada has her family watching in Hawaii. So thanks for tuning in. And it's a great way to unite basketball fans across the world, this FIBA YouTube channel.
Moments away from tip-off. Spain making their way to the floor. Canada just broke their huddle. Spain will be in white with red lettering, and Canada will be in the opposite, red uniforms with white lettering. Sportsmanship all around as they fist bump with the officials before this match does start. Beautiful facility here in Leon, Mexico. Second to last day, last game of the day. We have tip-off, and it'll go in favor of Spain. Starting with the ball is Garcia. Moving the ball around Monhe. Ball's going to be tipped away by McKeer into the possession of Canada. To the right corner, McKeer gets bumped. We'll rotate it back up to the top. Parchment. Drive. Layup is good. First bucket comes to Canada within the first 30 seconds. Parchment with 2 points. And here we go.
Yeah, really great read very early there from Parchment. Looking at the handoff, but saw the defense had overplayed and that right-hand lane just opened wide up.
Swords will be called for the first foul of the game. Comes early within the first minutes. at the line. First free throw, Okeke. And I believe, yes, Okeke at the line. First free throw does miss. Second chance is up and no good. Rebounded by Spain. Post move blocked away by Swords. McKeer drives up for two. Hits the ball on the rim. No good. Rebounded by Erdian. Kick to the corner is going to be intercepted quickly by Prawl. Yesterday in the game, Prawl did have a short moment where it seemed like she had an ankle injury. She returned shortly. Looks to be healthy at this time. Drive to the basket. Up for two. Floats a fader. No good. We always hope that these players do remain healthy, but there have been moments where some players have unfortunately gotten injuries in this. Still, thankful that many of them have been minor so far. Corner three attempted by Spain, not going to be strong enough. Rebounded by Swords. And Jacinta, one of the things that I love about this World Cup, we discussed this in the last game, as we see a block from behind by Spain. But this is a great opportunity for two things. One, for the players to develop their skills and learn where their gaps are by going against some of the top players. Two, for them to show their talents and be recruited by colleges, by different organizations.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great opportunity to see some of the talented players at a national level, see how their game translates to the international stage. And a great example is actually number 8, Savannah Swords' sister, Sila Swords, who we commented just the World Cup, and just a year later, she's found herself on the Canadian Olympic roster for Paris 2024. And what a privilege for us to see her at a junior level and now on the senior level on the international stage.
Sans knocks down a three for Spain. Quick answer there from Prawl for two. That's 2 points for her. 4-3. Now they're going back and forth. Drive to the inside. Garcia high off the glass and good. Garcia has been really strong on the drive and layup. And if she's not going for the layup, it's a surprise kick outside for the assist.
It's a really fast-paced game so far, Justin. Both teams showing aggressive early on the offensive end. I'm going to be interested to see how long they can keep this up.
Parchment draws a foul. She'll go to the line for two. Foul was committed by Erdian, her first foul of the game. You see a replay of this, and you do see the contact as Parchment did go up for two. So 2 free throws at the line. Swords will go to the bench. First free throw is good.
And it looks like in the chat we've got some people joining from Memphis, Tennessee, Edmonton, Alberta. I'm pretty confident I've got that state right, Hartley. And it looks like we've got quite, me being Australian, you know, not across all of the North American states, but I think that's that's right. Looks like we've got a lot of Spanish fans as well entering the chat too, Justin.
Yeah, so far you've gotten them correctly. And I'm enjoying this start to this game. Back and forth they go, but a mishandled pass will lead to a Canada turnover, and Spain with the opportunity to expand their lead. Right now it has been back and forth.
Yeah, Spain already with 3 turnovers for this game, which probably isn't an ideal start. Ideally, you want to get to between the 12 to 15 mark with turnovers. So hopefully, actually 4 now for Spain. So Spain probably need to start tightening up their ball security.
Five lead changes so far, as you mentioned. And a drive to the interior is going to be no good, but fouls will come at the line for Johanna Fami. We appreciate all the support of those of you who have joined us for the broadcast. 3 minutes into this matchup. If you're enjoying the broadcast, make sure to leave a like. It always supports the broadcasting team of FIBA. Also, click the bell to be notified anytime FIBA goes live with any of its thousands of annual broadcasts. They also post content frequently, and you can check out that content as well, including replays, highlights, and player highlights sometimes for some of those top performers.
And we've got Tim Swords entering the chat as well. The Swords family watching this game, as well as a number of Canadian fans from Saskatchewan and Nova Scotia, and also some fans in Spain popping up.
A friendly shot there for Gerardo as she knocks down a three. A collision leads to an out of bounds for Canada. Now Spain with some momentum. Right now, the player to watch for Spain, Miriam Sanz, has 8 points, 8 of the 10 points scored by Spain. And she's going, Monhay was going fast and furious to the bucket. Back and forth between Monhay and Garcia. Monhay steps back, looks for the back door, going to be intercepted. Bakir, fast break opportunity. Backdoor pass, layup is good. And Denise with her first bucket of the game.
And just a lovely pass in transition from Makir, making sure she kind of attracted the defense first. Beautiful placement, making the layup very easy for her teammate.
Foul will be called against Denise. After she got the bucket, she earns a foul. We'll take a look at the replay, and that hand check will not work for the referees. Garcia keeping her feet in bounds. Monhay back to Garcia. Drive, splits defenders, no, doesn't. Spins around, takes the fader, no good. Gets her own rebound, running out of time, takes the three, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by the offense. Gerardo, another attempt for Spain, but in that moment of chaos, Okeke draws a foul. Not what you want to see, as she did have foul trouble last time, but that'll be her first foul of the game.
Yeah, I think Spain as well, just rushing some of their shot opportunities, getting 2 offensive rebounds in succession. Probably would have been a good idea just to pull it out, run something in the half court, and use the clock instead.
One of the best places online to take a look at the next generation of talent, including some players like this, at Next Gen Hoops, as we see a foul called and free throws coming up the line for Fami for Canada. At Next Gen Hoops is available on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter. And a couple of other things you can do is at halftime you'll get information on how you can win a free official Molten basketball with at Next Gen Hoops. But also there's an opportunity right now, Jacinta, just by showing your support for the broadcast.
Yeah, that is correct. So while we're here on the FIBA YouTube live stream and engaging with those in the chat, at the bottom of the chat there is a little symbol there with a $sign, and it looks like a banknote. If you click that, you can enter the raffle with a $2 donation, and you enter the raffle to win one of those official basketballs, and actually during one of the broadcasts.
Yeah, and whenever you put forward one of those super chats, we will shout out your message. So looking forward to any support y'all can give. And there have been some past winners already. You can check that out in the community tab on FIBA's YouTube. Pass to the inside is going to be overthrown. No, it's going to the corner. 3 attempt off the mark. That shot attempt was by Sanz. 12-9 is our score as we're halfway through the first quarter. Spain in foul trouble for the quarter. They already have committed 4 fouls. The next one will send Canada to the line. 3 is off the mark, rebounded by Monhay. They'll slow it down, look for the opportunity to expand their lead. Ball goes off the mark on the pass as it was tipped away. Canada looking to cut into the lead. Mid-range shot, no good, off the spin. And Spain will slow the tempo. Around the exterior. McKeer tried to get a steal. 3 from the corner, hits the side of the rim, no good. McKeer tips it forward to Swords. She's going to try to break by a defender, kick to the wing, 3, off mark. Number 14, Marino gets the rebound. And as we were discussing just a moment ago, that there's the opportunity for the official Molten basketball. There is a new women's initiative, which I'd love to get into with you, Jacinta. Once we get back from a timeout break, would like to hear more on that. Stick around. We'll be back with more action. As we return to play, we were just starting to dive into a story that Jacinta is going to share with us about a women's initiative with Molten basketball.
Yeah, that's right. So Molten, being the official provider for FIBA tournaments, they have teamed up with FIBA to create another initiative to encourage more women, whether that's players, coaches, administrators, to be involved in basketball. And this one they've launched during the U17 Women's World Cup in Mexico is called Game with No Limits. And it's designed to support young players on and off the court. And it's an initiative that is inspired by an initiative started by Molten in 2022 called the Female Local Champions Program, that was designed to champion women who promote and grow the women's game of basketball. So lovely to see the relationship between Molten and FIBA continuing, especially to help promote the women's game.
And I love to hear stories like this, especially in women's sports. It's still on the rise with how competitive it is no matter what sport is being played, especially here in basketball. And I love hearing opportunities like this arising. So far in this game, a little bit over 2 minutes of a drought for both sides in scoring. A quick shout out to Chris Johnson, who has subscribed to the FIBA YouTube membership program. They've entered at the rookie level, and there are different tiers available depending on what benefits you're wanting. They're all available if you click the join button. One of my favorite things is the fact that there is a Q&A session with FIBA experts.
Yeah, and also a quick shout out to Victor Polo, who is an existing premium membership member who is also starting to watch this game and entered the YouTube chat.
Spain leading by 3, even as this drought continues, approaching 3 minutes for both teams without a score. Layup is no good. Defense has just been too strong on both sides, but they've also been going fast and furious. There's a loose ball that goes the other way for Spain. Almost a loose ball again. They're going to call a foul. Things will slow down.
Probably a much needed break in this game too. It's been a very fast-paced game so far, Justin, but I think there's certainly a difference between playing with pace and rushing, and I feel both teams maybe have some semi-final nerves about them, just rushing a lot of their shot selections and decision making. And as we were saying in that quick break before, while we were off air, a lot of things happening in the game, but not a lot of output just yet, with the scoreline just being 12 points to 9, but the rebound count is already up to 16 and 8 in favor of Spain.
Spain breaks up their 3-minute drought. Canada still on their drought. When it comes to scoring, taking a look at the box score for shooting for both teams, 33% for Spain, 6 for 18 from the field, while Canada right now is shooting 3 for 12, 25%. So like we were saying, it's fast and furious on both sides, but not many results to show for it.
No, and I think reflective in the turnover statistics as well, Spain are giving up 6 turnovers so far and Canada giving up 4. So I expect that to improve as the game continues.
Maria Jurado with a 3-pointer. That's her first bucket of the game. Spain up by 8, under a minute remaining. Canada needs to find some kind of spark offensively. A drive to the basket, up and good. What a fantastic drive by Agoma here. In the post. Kicks out to Garcia. She's able to snatch it up and keep the possession for Spain. 3 from the corner. No good. Going to be tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Parchment. It'll be with Spain. 28 seconds left. Half that time on the shot clock.
And both teams just still finding their way on the offensive end, with Spain averaging 35% in the field goal percentage so far, and Canada on 28.6% from the field overall.
A quick shot before the buzzer could go out. Hits rim, and the new shot clock was available for Spain. They have possession still. Cargill passes off a little fake step back, and a foul is called, and one opportunity for Spain. Elena Alvarez. What a move. Draws the foul from Parchment. Parchment at the same time looked like she was calling for a travel. Instead, that's going to be her second personal foul. It is early to get that second one. Free throw up and good. 9-point lead for Spain. 1 second remaining. We'll see if Canada will try to launch this down the floor and get a last-second bucket.
Yeah, like you said, definitely early to get your second foul for Parchment, and probably a foul that could have been avoided on that occasion. But speaking of foul count, Jordian and Okeke for Spain also have 2 fouls apiece, so that's why we haven't seen Sarah Okeke in the game very much this first quarter.
That's going to do it for the first quarter. 20-11, Spain leading. We'll be back after a short quarter break. Stick around. Courtside 1891 app is the place to go. Scan that QR code or visit your app store to download the app. It is a great place to have access to all kinds of international play, including stream schedules, scores, and other information available as we return for the second quarter. Spain leading by 9. Canada will start with possession. They'll look to cut into this lead early. Crawl with the ball. Mid-range 2. No good. Rebounded by Spain. The difference I've seen in this scoring, interestingly enough, comes from beyond the arc. Spain has made 3 3-pointers. They've taken 10 attempts as we see a layup by Denise go in for Canada. As for Team Canada, they've only attempted 3 3-pointers that have not made a single one.
Yeah, that's right. They are struggling from the arc, but having said that, I think a lot of their points are coming on the fast break and from turnovers. So if we have a look at the stats available on the official tournament website, Canada now have 7 of their 13 points from Spain's turnovers.
Another stat to notice is there are plenty of second chance opportunities for Spain. Right now, 21 total rebounds for Spain compared to 8 for Canada. 9 of those are offensive rebounds for Spain.
Yeah, and just having 21 rebounds in just over a quarter of basketball is pretty huge. Coming into this game, Spain were already averaging 57.6 rebounds per game. And so far, they are in a good place to see that.
Well, a quick answer from Canada as they entered into the second quarter. 4 points quickly scored. Timeout by Spain. Let's get a listen in to their bench.
Hemos metido en partido nosotras con la mierda de las pérdidas por estar blandas y por no estar en plan de partido. Vamos, tías, va. Y es zona. Atentas en la 3, si no pulgar. Estamos bien, va. 1, 3.
Returning to play 20-15, Canada was able to get those 2 quick buckets to cut into this lead. First by Denise, and then after a turnover, and forced by a steal by McKeer, Fahmy gets another 2 points, and Spain quickly called the timeout. Just barely a minute over of play in this second quarter. Almost a steal and an opportunity for Canada to cut into the lead further. Instead, Spain now has their chance to answer. A 3 attempt from the wing goes in. What a shot by Ana Cargo.
Yeah, I really like just how she took that extra second to get her feet set, to get her mind set, and make sure that she nailed that 3. Much better composure demonstrated by the Spanish team on that offensive occasion.
A traveling violation called against Prawl, and she's been having some struggles. Not having too many turnovers, but not many calls in her favor. Right now, she does have 2 turnovers in this game. Alvarez, screen right, goes right. A quick rip by Fahmy, 1 player to beat. A foul will be called. It'll be on the floor. Alvarez, great decision there. I like that call right there to just go ahead and go for the foul on the fast break. It's your first foul of the quarter, and it makes it a lot easier now to play defense.
Yeah, I totally agree, Justin. It's a good kind of risk to take fouling in that situation rather than giving an easy layup to Canada and potentially giving them a little bit more momentum early in the second quarter.
One of the things that pops into my mind on making a decision to intentionally commit a violation is in another sport, hockey, which there was a goalie who is facing two offenders on the break. He flipped the goal behind him so that he would have to face a penalty shot 1-on-1 instead of 1-on-2.
Wow, that's really impressive, actually. Showing some high IQ in a very dire situation. Very quick thinking.
Yeah, and I believe that was some great IQ by Alvarez. A missed open shot. And that shot was by Diaz. And it looks like Kroll will be called for a foul. Things are not going her way. Looks like she'll go to the bench as McKeer will make her way back onto the floor. Just need a little bit of a reset, in my opinion, and she'll be getting back to herself. She is definitely a threat. She put up some good numbers yesterday in the second half of that matchup.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like a lot of the players on both teams probably just need to take a big, deep breath just to calm themselves and refocus. But just speaking about Kroll, she is certainly a talented individual, attending the Basketball Without Borders camp in the Americas this year. And she also attends IMG Academy in Florida. So living and breathing basketball she is.
Canada is down 10. And a traveling violation by Fami. Violation after violation by Canada. Anytime they have possession, something just doesn't go their way on the decisions. And that was just the footwork. You barely see it there, but she picks up that other foot and starts her drive before getting that dribble going. An obvious violation when you watch the replay. Into the paint, up for two. Well defended. Block by Okoko. McKeer floats a shot off the backboard, no good. Going to be tipped into the hands of Marino. .6:30 remaining. Baseline drive. Kick underneath to the paint. Floats a shot. Adriana Diaz for two. 6 points for her on the night. Currently 2 for 2 with 2 free throws.
Yeah, and Diaz doing a great job in that post-play position, just circling on the dribble penetration and finding herself wide open under the basket for that easy.
Shot is off the mark, goes out of bounds. Going to stay with Canada. And Diaz has always been a great option player coming off the bench, a great sixth man of sense for the paint.
So this is the biggest lead that Spain have had in this game as well so far, up by 12 points. Biggest run being 7-0. But if we look at the statistics, they're just a smidge ahead in field goal percentage overall with 38.5%, including 36.36% from the three-point line. Canada still yet to connect from the arc in this game.
So one of the interesting pieces of information I've always had a discussion with people in the chat is how basketball was birthed due to the mind of a Canadian. If those of you
that's
don't,
true. That's
yeah, it's an interesting story that it was a Canadian instructor in Massachusetts.
That's certainly part of the history of basketball that I've always forgotten. I will confess.
In the past, there have been plenty of games where it's United States versus Canada, and that topic always comes up, and it always ends up a debate inside the chat. Hey, basketball was made in the United States. Oh yeah, well a Canadian invented it. So it's just always an interesting debate going on. And who's more responsible for basketball. I've always enjoyed it. Under 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. The foul's going to be called on the fast break by Parchment. Third personal foul. She's going to have to go to the bench, as that's just way too many with 26 minutes remaining in the game.
And Cece Parchment was only subbed in literally seconds ago, and now she has to be subbed off again in just the same small amount of time because she's picked up her third, as you mentioned.
Avery Arige comes in for Parchment. A great pass to Diaz. Her shot was too strong. It was just beyond the reach of McKeer, who just has all that length going for her. Post move by McKeer, drops it in for two. What a shot on the fade. 6 points for McKeer.
And coming into this game, McKeer is averaging 18.6 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, and she was shooting at 51.6% for the tournament overall, which is a pretty outstanding statistic.
Lead's been cut down to 8. Spain has Garcia driving to the basket, running out of time on the shot clock, floats one, and a foul will be called against Prawl. Prawl has committed, I believe, her third personal foul.
And this is exactly as you said in the pregame, Justin. An important factor for this game is making sure that the key players for each team don't get into foul trouble. And with 5 minutes to go until halftime, that is exactly what we're seeing. With Parchment for Canada on 3 fouls, Prawl, I think, now on 2 or 3 fouls. And for Spain, we still haven't seen the return of Sarah Okeke, as she picked up 2 fouls very early in this game.
Yeah, now that I'm taking a second look, only the second personal foul for Prawl, so she's still not in danger territory, but it's still dangerous that it's the second foul at this point. Still, room to work with. She's going to come out for a bit. We'll see if she returns this quarter. Halfway through the second quarter. And right there, an interesting call. 8-second violation. McKeer took her time getting the ball up the floor. And all Garcia did was just kind of stand there and walk back with her, not letting her rush her way across the floor. And now Spain with possession as they have a double-digit lead, looking to expand. Garcia drives, kick to the corner, up to the wing, back to the corner, 3, no good, rebounded by McKeer.
Yeah, beautiful ball movement there for Spain, just committing that extra pass to make sure they got the right shot to the right person at the right time.
McKeer gets her own rebound. Layup for 2 is good. Back to an 8-point game. 8 points for McKeer, 4:16 remaining. And as we've been saying with this game, there's been a lot going on, but not many results for it. We did have a spell where Spain was just scoring back-to-back shots. They got this lead of 8 points now. It was up to 12, but Canada has chipped away at it slowly. Mid-range shot is good for Spain.
Yeah, really, that's another great offensive possession there, Spain. Moving the ball, shifting that Canadian defense, and I like that Garcia is still looking to attack on dribble penetration. And thankfully, Okeke is back in the game, and she stepped into the right receiver spot for that easy 2.
That's going to be her first bucket of the game. We have a timeout. Let's listen in to Team Canada.
Right now, the offense is not going our way, so that means we got to go on defense. Okay, so defense, we're pushing on them. We can't let them get the ball back. We're allowing them to get the ball back every single time, so we got to deny that. So right now, I got playing her butt off on defense and getting the ball, but everyone else has to do the same. We got to be able to deny and we active hands on defense. Offensively, we are talking about pushing the ball up. So let's get the ball up so we can go at number U17. Okay, so you're going to be here, Rachel. Let's get the ball up here. Savvy, go to the corner, come up, and play that motion direct. If it's not there, come and set a screen for her. Okay, so you're going to get a step up. Okay, let's go. Right on, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5.
So a game plan of defense leads to offense. They're going to focus on defending, getting those turnovers forced, and going off of the rebounds. That'll lead to offense. A great game plan is it's one of the oldest sayings in the book. Defense leads to offense.
Yes, with the coach there just asking for a little bit more pressure on the passing lanes. She's asking for active hands on defense. And then on the offensive end, she's asking her team to attack, particularly targeting number 17, who, as she knows, is in foul trouble.
Steal by Garcia, going to the basket, up for 2. Lays it up softly. Perfect amount of power to put it in. Garcia with her 4th point of the game, leading by 12. And doubling right there in the corner of it. It was last touched by Spain off of the knee. And they'll stay with Canada. But they came in fast and furious on that play right there, trying to double team Wheeler. Luckily, it was out of bounds on Spain. So for Canada.
Yeah, it looks like Spain took that timeout opportunity to put in a little bit of a trap, and it's probably in their best interest in this last 3 minutes before halftime to try and trap, force some more turnovers, and extend the lead.
Up for 2, and 2 free throws coming at the line for Canada. Swords draws the foul. It was committed by number 10, Monhay. And I believe that's going to be her first personal foul of the game. Swords' first free throw drops in. We saw a similar situation like this in the last game, but we don't know how this is going to result. The United States had to come back, and they had to come back late in the 3rd and take over in the 4th. But it was a slow start for the United States, and there's a slow start for Canada here. Spain just doing what work they can to really get Canada off balance. Garcia. Up to the top, drive, Sans, layup, good. Sans has been impressive this game with 10 points already. 3 for 7 from the field. And Kristevsky with her first bucket of the game as she just recently entered. Canada tried to get the steal on the inbound. Substitutions will come in. McKeer back into the lineup. Swords will take a break.
And it's good to see Kristevsky for her minutes in game. Like potential matchup between she and Diaz, both in similar size and looks like similar role in each of their teams. So it'd be great if they could start getting some deep post catches as a facilitator for the Canadians.
I love the defensive pressure being placed by Jordan Wheeler there in the corner. Not fouling, just applying strong pressure. If they look left, you go left. They look right, go right. Don't foul. Just apply that pressure. Make them make a mistake. And the ball did eventually go out of bounds. A foul's going to be called against Wheeler as she was aggressive, trying to get the steal. But I believe this was off the ball. No, it is going to be against Wheeler. For a moment, it did appear at the bottom that it was called against Kristevsky, but that, I believe, was incorrect. It is against Wheeler. Pass to the inside. Diaz off the glass. No good on her shot for 2. Nakir passes up the sideline. Underneath. Wheeler up for 2. Draws the foul. And 1 opportunity for It is an 8-point ball game. Cargill called for the foul.
And again, that's just adding to their fast break points. Canada now 7 of their 27 points on the fast break and 9 points off turnovers. I think this is certainly an area of the game that the Canadians need to start using a lot more if they want to get this deficit closer by halftime. They also need to watch their fouls. Now, Dennis is now just called for her second foul, and that's going to put Team Canada over the limit. So there's a good solid 2 minutes span to rack up more points from the free throw line.
Garcia will go to line for free throws. But that last fast break by Canada is exactly what Coach Blizzard was wanting from her players. Defense leading to offense. Garcia goes 2 for 2 at the line. 9-point ball game. 1:53 remaining in the first half. Both teams have no fouls to give. Two ball is off the mark. Going to be rebounded by Garcia, pushing the tempo. Even number of players on the break. Spain will slow down, pass to the inside. Backdoor pass is going to be intercepted. 2-on-1, Garcia defending. Dennis will take it herself, draws the foul, will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws.
And just another example, exactly what you were saying before, Justin, how coach from Team Canada just wanted their defense to turn into offense. A very nice steal there in the second line of defense and a great run in transition for that 2-for-1 opportunity.
So it looks like with how often they're subbing out McKeer, they want to keep her as fresh as possible. And it's an interesting strategy that I've seen before, but it does work if you're timing those breaks correctly.
Yeah, I think the timing is what's key with having those frequent subs, because sometimes it can also be a little bit disruptive for players as an individual and also as a group of 5 on the court. When there's too many changes, then there's not a lot of great opportunity to develop to get into any kind of runs.
Yeah, pretty similar to hockey substitutions where they substitute frequently and often, only being out there for a minute and a half, 2 minutes per rotation. Diaz earns 2 points for Spain, back to double digits on the lead. Under a minute remaining. Prawl puts up a shot off balance, well defended, doesn't matter, puts it in for 2. Dennis defending. Garcia passes up top to the free throw line. Back out to Diaz. Garcia, 5-second shot clock. Drive, kick to the corner. Needs to get a shot up from the wing. No good. Rebounded by Diaz. Quickly up, off the rim. No good. No shot clock. 8-point deficit for Canada. Looking for a quick shot in the paint. Pass to the corner. Step back. 3. Dennis for 3! And that's going to do it here as we are at halftime. 5-point ball game. Jacinta, what a shot by Dennis just before the buzzer.
Yeah, that was an excellent play to finish the half for Canada. Really, really smart awareness of the shot clock and of her spacing on the court by Dennis. She could have settled for a long 2 and been at risk of having her shot blocked, but she took it all the way back to the 3-point line, got her feet set and finished it. Really, really nice play from Dennis and a great way to gain some momentum going into the second half for Canada.
And just before we go into this halftime break, and before we cover the box scores, Saliha, welcome to the FIBA YouTube membership program. Taking a look at the top performers in this game. Starting with Canada, their 2 top performers with 8 points. Ago McKeer with 8 points, as well as 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block. Jada Dennis with 8 points. 1 rebound and 2 steals. On the other side for Team Spain, their top performer is going to be Miria Sanz with 12 points, 4 for 8 from the field with 1 rebound. And then another top performer, Adriana Diaz, with 8 points, 3 rebounds. That's going to do it for the box scores as we take a look at that. And Jacinta, it has just been fast and furious both ways. And now we've seen plenty of action as they were closing out this half.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a pretty frenetic first half. Both teams taking a long time to start to feel comfortable in their half-court offensive sets. Interestingly, as the game has progressed, Canada's field goal percentage has improved to 41.4%. And I feel like that has come from better decision-making, but also giving themselves more opportunity for easier baskets like the transition baskets we can see on the highlights now. Having that defense turn into offense, giving them a better shot opportunities. And I'm really hoping that each team are going to focus on ball security in the second half, given that Spain have given up 10 turnovers and Canada's 8. I think things like ball security and second chance opportunities are going to be really important for both teams securing the win today.
Early in the chat, just want to give a quick shout out to Robert, who has been very supportive of FIBA overall and us as commentators. We appreciate that. I like Justin's voice when teams shoot
Education,
a 3-ball. We're going to
health,
take a quick break for the halftime, and we'll be right
sometimes
back.
take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
That is unbelievable. These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Nicaragua haciendo historia.
The fourth meeting in the finals of an America. Up we go. Ball game. The passion, the emotion of international basketball. How do you not love it? The America.
Returning to play fast and furious on the inbound. Doesn't result in the bucket for them. Garcia, Sanz, Monje, Erdian, and Okeke in for Spain. McKeer, Swords, Okoko, Wheeler, and Prawl for Canada. I'm Justin Taylor. Jacinta is here with me on the call doing color commentary. Appreciate having her on the broadcast. It has been a pleasure so far with not only that first game, United States, as they played France, but this first half has been so fun.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's also been a pleasure commentating semi-finals games with you at the FIBA U17 Women's Basketball World Cup in Mexico. We're so used to having to call these games remotely on our own, so having a buddy is really, really fun. And especially given that these games have been so entertaining, this being a fast-paced game so far, perhaps influencing some of the decision-making on both teams, but I'm expecting that to change in the second half.
Free throw goes in for Canada, 39-36. It is a one-possession game. Garcia starting with the ball on this possession. Up top, a three attempted, rattles inside out, no good. Offensive rebound by Okeke leads to 2 points and an and-one opportunity for Spain.
Wow, that was the boss move from Okeke. looking to find a way against 2 defenders for a 3-point play opportunity. She is ready for this second half. Let's just hope she stays out of foul trouble.
Canada moves the ball to the corner to the outside. McKeer calling for a screen. Coco goes up and sets the screen. Try to go with a pick and roll play. Last touch by Spain. It'll be Canada ball. A new shot actually looks like it was last touch by Canada. I thought they were saying Spain last touched it, and then we'll move on from that anyway, as we are now a minute into the second half. Things happen so fast, sometimes you just kind of miss the call on it and try to do your best to understand exactly what the play was. As we see, Paul is in the game. She goes and passes it off to Swords. Swords up for 2, no good, but she draws a foul. She'll go to line for 2, and Swords has had a rough game thus far. Her only points have come from the charity stripe. Currently, she's 0 for 4 from the field.
Yeah, and that was a really great decision by Prawl. She had the ball in on a fast break, but just recognizing she was outnumbered by too many Spanish defenders. So she just pulled it out, waited for the trail, and that allowed Swords to have a better opportunity for a layup, and now earning it here from the free throw line.
Top scorer for Spain is right now on foul watch. She just committed that previous foul, and it's her 3rd personal. Drive to the basket on the baseline. Will pass up top to Garcia. A bit of a give and go by Monhay. Back to Garcia, back to Monhay. Up for 2. No good. Free throws coming at the line. Foul looks like it was committed by Coco. So more fast and furious. No results on the actual buckets themselves, but we are seeing both sides drawing fouls. And each team has already committed 2 fouls here in the first minute and a half.
It's really showing signs of that earlier semi-final with France and USA, how this third quarter it just really became a grind from the free throw line, particularly for USA. That was the quarter where they were able to turn it all around.
Monhay had to get a very friendly bounce on the first free throw, but the second one goes in. Steal by Garcia against McKeer. Shots no good. Rattles in and out. Fast break opportunity to the corner. Up to the wing. Swords. Spins. But stays out beyond the arc. Last touch by Spain. Canada will maintain the possession. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. And we are 2 minutes in. Jacinta, what has stood out to you in this game thus far?
Yeah, it's just still, it did start quite fast-paced. And there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of rush decisions. I was hoping that would quickly settle down, and it seems like it has now in the third. But I think everyone's just kind of overthinking it a little bit. Like for that example there, a little bit of disorganization for the Canadians. So I'm pretty surprised that neither team has really felt comfortable just yet in this game.
Yeah, I agree. Neither one of them have really just played comfortable fast-paced ball, which is what they're trying to go for, fast-paced. It's what Coach Blizzard for Canada asked of the team, to play defense and then get that fast pace going and get the buckets on the transition. One of the other things that stood out, and we talked about this earlier in the first half, was the difference in offensive rebounds and second chances for Spain.
Yeah, that's right. The rebound count is quite skewed in favor of Spain so far. Spain having 31 rebounds to Canada's 20 so far in this game. And of that 31 is 13 offensive rebounds.
Sarah Keke draws the foul. Committed by Jada Dennis. And with this situation, it looks like we're going to have an inbound on the play. Baseline inbound over to the right side. Into OKK. She's going for a post move off of a defender and waiting to see what the call is. And I believe it's an offensive foul. And it will be.
So I think with that offensive foul call, that's going to be OKK's third foul. So again, just playing with danger in the foul count. We've still got a whole 7 minutes to play in the third.
We're waiting to make sure that that's what it updates to, but it looks like it might only be her second. There it is, actually. It is her third of the game. So she is in foul trouble, and a smart decision to go ahead and sub her out as Marino will come into the lineup. Spain looking for their opportunity to expand on this lead. Garcia up to the top. Monhay drives. The layup is good. And quick as a flash, she got herself to the basket from the top of the key. What a spin move. Fader by Swords, Savannah Swords. And that is 5 points for her in the game. Euro step, kick to the corner. Thought about taking a three. Pump fakes, steps in for a mid-range. Offensive rebound. Going to be ripped away by Swords for a steal. 6 minutes remaining in the third. Three attempt by McKeer. Splashes it back to a 3-point game. My goodness, Jacinta. This is just taking a turn for a very competitive game. Foul committed by Dennis. And that's foul trouble for her.
Yeah, you can just see the frustration there. She wanted to go for the steal, commits the foul, pulls out the singlet out of frustration, I think, knowing that's probably going to be her third foul. But considering the last two offensive sets from Spain were very well executed, particularly having one of their plays with their left-hand drive 2 possessions ago, they went back to the same offensive set and almost had the same result, but Swords ended up snatching it. I think that Spain are starting to demonstrate a little bit more composure in the third, and I'm hoping that that's going to be advantageous for them in this game.
Dennis remains in the lineup despite being in foul trouble. Right now, a total of 5 players in foul trouble with 3. 3 of them for Canada, 2 for Spain. Those players are Parchment, Crawl, and Dennis for Canada. On the other side, OKK and Sans. Those are the players who are in foul trouble with 3. No player has 4 fouls quite yet. Diaz earns another bucket for Spain, expanding the lead back out to 6 on the 3. And that's what I love about Diaz. She's an interior player who can step out beyond the arc and nail the 3.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Diaz, because what I really like about this Spanish team, and Diaz in particular, is that perhaps she was selected as a backup to OKK, but now we're in semi-finals time. OKK's on the bench because of her foul trouble. Diaz has stepped up big time in this game. She has 11 points in just over 11 minutes, along with 3 rebounds, and she's shooting at 50% overall from the field. She's having an outstanding game for Spain, and this is what I like about finals time as well. When all the focus is on some of the outstanding players from the tournament, anything can happen in finals time, and it's time for the bench players to step up and stand out.
Kwame at the line for 2 free throws. First one is up and good. And I love talking about with Diaz on the floor, it's a very unique look that you don't see too often. Every team usually has four exterior players, 1 interior, but with Diaz, you have the chance to have 5 out on your offense. which spreads the floor and leaves opportunities for the drive and layup.
Yes, and this sub now coming in for Canada, number 22, Amelia Kristevsky, is someone who I really like the matchup against Diaz. So it'd be interesting to see them go toe-to-toe in the post. Both similar skill sets and size. I think this is a really good sub for Canada.
With just under 5 minutes remaining, neither team with fouls to give. Does not get the friendly bounce on the three. Offensive rebound. Garcia up top. Jurado drives. And that's going to be a blocking foul. Free throws coming at the line as it is over the limit. Parchment tried her best to stay right in front, but was in motion when contact was made. Parchment's fourth foul. She's going to have to go to the bench and sit the rest of the third quarter.
It looks like we see Brooke McLeod now checking in. At the crunch time in the third quarter, it's going to be McLeod's first minutes for the game. As you mentioned, Parchment going out on 4 fouls. And if you just look at that replay, Parchment did have the right intention to take a charge, but I just don't think she was far enough over to get her feet set in time.
Free throw drops, and now a 5-point lead again for Spain. And this game has been controlled by Spain. When we take a look at the statistics, Canada only led for a minute and a half, just a little bit over that, and that was very, very early in the game as they started with the first bucket. So far, over 24 minutes leading for Spain.
And just looking in the chat as well, a quick shout out to Zachary and Lawrence as well, who have been participating in this chat a lot this game. So it's good to have you both with us for this game. A nice comment here from Zach, an observation from Zach. Parchment's just got to be a little bit smarter, and I think you're right. She's just been unlucky with some of the decision making in this game to her fouls. It looks like McKeer was fouled here on the 3-point line, Justin, which is in front of your own bench. Is a little bit of what they say a coach killer. Number 5, Cargol committing that foul. Big momentum shift now here for Canada.
Yeah, it is going to be to its own extent a momentum killer. But right now it has been staying around this 5-point deficit for Canada. Free throw goes in. And now a chance for her third free throw attempt to go in to make it 2 for 3. And 2 for 3 from the charity stripe. It is a one-possession game, inbounded to the middle of the floor. Garcia, screen left. Diaz sets a screen, but Garcia is going to take it all the way to the basket for 2. A well-placed screen, a well-made play to extend the lead back out. Back and forth they go, answering each other. This one's going to go out of bounds. Chance for expansion on the play. And now
the Spanish fans up in arms, Justin.
I agree. They are up there. They saw something else. And one calling for a replay. And in this moment, yes. So we do not have replay available except in crucial moments late in the game, is my understanding. Coaches cannot call for them. It has to be very specific situations, and they can only be called by officials. So it's not a moment that they can call for a review. Now, in that moment, the coach for Spain was called for a technical foul, which is why we had that free throw in that moment. And Savannah Swords was able to capitalize on the free throw. Now a chance for McKeer to add on with her own free throws. Does not get the friendly roll in and out. McKeer has had her struggle of sorts at the charity stripe, but not too bad as she's made most of them. Now 7 for 10 from the line. Overall for Canada, 18 for 26 from the line. And I believe that's what's really helped keep Canada in this game, is the fact that they have worked their way to the line numerous times. 14 free throw shots for Spain, 26 for Canada.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely a huge deficit. I mean, 18 of their 48 points coming from the free throw line. I think you're right, Justin, that it's certainly kept them in touch for this game, especially considering they're struggling from the three-point line, just 2 from 7. And but improving overall with 14 from 37 from the field, which is 37.84%. Coming into this game, though, Canada were averaging 42.9% overall, so a little bit under than what they've been producing throughout the tournament. But whereas Spain, they're sitting at 37.5% overall as well, which is also a little bit under their average.
Diaz at the line. Before that first attempt, she was 2 for 2 in her last visit to the line. Now looking to match it, and she does. 4 for 4 on the night from the charity stripe as we have a 5-point game. Actually, apologies, 4-point game. Canada, corner 3, doesn't get the friendly bounce, not able to get it on target. Rebounded by Spain, and it is a 5-point game. 2:15 remaining in the third. Cargill to Garcia, floats a shot, no good. Brawl with the rebound. One thing we have discussed in the last matchup, and I'd like to revisit as we see a post move miss for Canada, ball goes out of bounds, is we were talking about how this is an opportunity for the players on a couple things. One, to develop their skills. 2, to showcase their talents to make it to that next level in their careers. And a good representation of that is the U17 World Cup trophy.
Yeah, it sure is. So if we head to the official tournament website, you can see an explanation about the idea of the trophy behind it, and it uses a lot of abstract and geometrical to the trophy, and that's to try and reflect the rawness and the development and the emerging talent that we find at these U17 tournaments.
It is a beautiful looking trophy. If you'd like, there is a picture from the last event. A 3 attempt is going to be fouled on. Gerardo called for the foul. Alvarez called for the foul, her second personal foul. But we're going to have Swords go into the line with 3 attempts.
And now in the last few, I think in the back end of this third quarter, Spain has switched it up to a 2-3 zone, and they have shown a lot more urgency and desperation getting on the loose balls, making sure that they continue to dominate the rebound count. However, they are starting to get a little bit wild and wayward with some of these closeouts. So this one being an example where we know that Swords is an excellent three-pointer. She's shooting at 66.7% overall coming into this game from the three-point line, but fouling her in those situations, particularly in the context of this game, is not really necessary.
That is her 7th made free throw of the game out of 8 attempts. Now Spain leading by 4. They've had this game in their grasp the entire game. At one point, they were leading by, I believe, 12 points in this game. And yes, their largest lead was 12. And the only time that Canada led was at the very beginning by getting the first bucket of the game.
I think, Spain have just kind of gone away even from the game plan on offense. They were executing their half-court offenses beautifully.
Oh, my
and now
goodness.
we just see this on the other end.
Swords taking over, knocking down 3 free throws, and now a chance for a 3-point play. Off-balance layup, fouled in the action, and converts the free throw. 6 points, just like that from Swords. It's a 1-point ball game.
Just shows you how quickly at these tournaments, especially in finals, that the tides can change. And in this quarter alone, Canada are now leading. So really need to be smart in these last 42 seconds with a 2-for-1 opportunity.
Drive, step back, kick to the corner. Diaz will drive baseline. She'll try to kick up top. Swatted away by Swords. 4 seconds left on the shot clock.
Not a lot of receiver options there on that occasion for Diaz. No one really in the right floor spot, so a deflection's probably the best possible outcome.
Monhay drives. The layup is no good. Chance for Canada to take the lead before the start of the fourth quarter. Moving the ball around. Goes up for 2. Wheeler. That's going to be a jump ball. And Canada will have possession. No, Spain will have possession. They have the possession arrow. What a moment. What a tangle up that was. Great job slowing down Wheeler by tangling her up. And now a chance to expand the lead, and does. Clock rolling. 7 seconds. Not moving very quickly. Launches a shot. Hits the front of the rim and misses. 3-point ball game. Jacinta, right now we've seen a spark from Canada. Do we see some momentum carry over into this fourth quarter?
Oh, absolutely. I think it all came to a head in the final minutes of that game, of that quarter. So I think there's momentum will definitely carry on into the fourth. And Canada continuing to be aggressive on the fast break, and their defense was actually a lot better in the half court. Something that the Canadians, though, need to kind of tidy up a little bit in their defense is not overcommitting on the closeout.
Give credit to Savannah Swords on the last 2 buckets. At least the last set of points that have been scored for Canada, now at 12 points. We'll be back with more FIBA action after this quarter break. Stick around. There's 10 minutes remaining to determine who will be competing for gold. Courtside 1891 is the app to download for all international play. Recommended for anybody who loves basketball. Check out the app. Go to your app store and download it to see streams, scores, and more. Possession for Canada to start the fourth quarter. Cargill, Garcia, Jurado, Monet, and Diaz on the floor for Spain. And in response, Canada will have McKeer, Fahmy, Swords, Wheeler, and Prawl. Swords, the player to watch, seeing if she's carrying any momentum from the end of that third quarter. Loses possession of the ball. Swords picks it up. Pass to the corner. Prawl, 8 seconds to the interior. Post move. Fahmy lays up. No, it's going to be blocked out of bounds by Okeke. 4.5 seconds left on the shot clock. Got to get a shot up. Fades a shot. Prawl for 2.
Huge shot under pressure for Prawl. Hopefully this will be enough confidence to get her going in the fourth quarter.
Canada knocking on the door to try to snatch victory from Spain. Drive, kick from the corner. No good. And save. Saved by Fahmy, given to McKeer. Drive to the basket. Wheeler up for 2, and Canada has the lead.
And this is exactly the stops and layups that the coach wanted in the first half. And now Canada are feeling a lot more confident with finishing under the rim. This is really their time to take over in this game.
I'm starting to feel a bit of deja vu, but not with that shot. A big 3 by Spain. What I was going to say is a bit of deja vu as Canada has been coming back in this game. USA had to come back in their game, and they took over in the fourth quarter, but now a little bit of difference as Spain took the lead right back, 60-58. To the interior, Wheeler up for 2, gets the layup, ties up the ball game, 60 apiece.
There's no communication from Spain there in their defensive transition. Everyone too focused on the ball in the first passing lane, but forgetting that second line of defense to protect the basket.
Garcia shifts over to the right side of the floor. Sans up top. Okeke receives the pass. They are up top, and they have not made it inside the three-point line. Now they do on an off-balance layup. Swords will go up and be blocked from behind. Ball's loose. Canada picks it up. What a wild sequence that was. But credit to Monet for the block.
Yeah, I was surprised that block actually stayed in court. I was expecting it to be a baseline inbound, but here we are now with just 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh, and one opportunity for Hanga McKeer.
That is not a foul you want to give away in any circumstances. The shot clock was absolutely about to expire. McKeer was off balance and putting up a prayer from the free throw line. A foul and now a three-point play opportunity is exactly the opposite of what Spain needs right now.
Robert, you are actually correct. I have my hype voice going. Canada surprising us, getting the comeback. Now timeout by Spain. We're going to take a short break. I'm going to go calm down for a minute. Maybe water on my face. basketball/women, and you can take a look at news articles, statistics, box scores, stay up to date with what the play-by-play, as well as take a look at the bracket and other information available. Again, U17 World Cup.basketball/women is the place to be. We are 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Canada has come back, and it's a little bit of a back and forth. Well defended and blocked by Bakir.
Wow, that was a huge defensive play. I was just quickly admiring the nice high post action between the Spanish players, a nice dump inside by Okeke, but even better defense from Canada with that massive block.
Here in the fourth quarter, the energy is at a new level compared to the rest of the game. It's been close throughout, but now the tensions are high. Swords with a fading two. And Canada leading by 5, their largest lead of the game. Steele going the other way. Makir on the break layup. Now a 7-point lead for the Canadians. Time out on the floor.
Wow. I mean, Spain, we only just had a timeout, but we were saying off air as well, Justin, it was interesting that the Spanish team, and again, it looks like they're doing it, having a timeout standing up, trying to keep his players focused and alert. But something needs to change for Spain right now. Otherwise, this game is going to get away from them.
Yeah, I definitely agree that something needs to change. They're trying to figure out what that is. But we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after the timeout break. If you haven't done so already, take the time to click that join button and take a look at the options available to join a FIBA YouTube membership program. Memberships start at 99 cents each, 99 cents a month, and go up from there. But take a look at the benefits available. You will have access to a members-only Discord as well as other benefits. Check it out. As we return to play here, 67-60, and Canada, just like that, turned this game around and have taken the lead in a matter of minutes.
And I like that idea there from Spain, trying to get a good look inside, but just unable to recognize there were already plenty of Canadian defenders ready to pick off that pass.
To the interior. Ball is almost ripped away, but a foul is called. And there we see the emotion from Coach Blizzard as the foul is called. She'll have a quick chat with the official, but nothing, just asking a few questions. Diaz re-enters into the lineup for Spain as Garcia will take a breather. She has been putting up some work for Spain. Garcia with 8 points, as well as 3 steals, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists. On the inside, going to be taken by Diaz. Cargill passes to Diaz, back up to Cargill, rotating around to the right side. Gerardo. Diaz driving, running out of time, fades a 2 at the free throw line, draws a foul. That foul is committed by Swords. And that'll be personal foul number 3. Again,
just a foul where your opposition is going to put up a low percentage shot in trouble, and perhaps no need to foul at all. I mean, up 7 points, you've still got plenty of playing time to go. So yeah, just got to play that one straight up. But a quick shout out as well to the Canadian coaching staff. One of the very few, if not the only, coaching staff that are all female at this tournament.
Yeah, it's great to see these coaching staffs that they can relate to these players. And an all-female coaching staff, 99% of the time, they've all played at this high level. So they know what these players are going through. They know what these players are feeling. And it is just at that competitive level. Right now, we're not getting any listening in as we are in the fourth quarter. It is crunch time. So we want to give these teams their privacy as they are game planning. But it has been such a competitive game. Spain has maintained the lead for the majority of it, and then Canada just snaps right in, flips right in, and takes a lead by 7 in only about 2 minutes of the game. It's been at this 7-point lead for Canada for about 3 minutes so far.
Well, yeah, and the scoring for the Spaniards has just dried up. They've only scored 3 points so far this quarter. Canada leading the quarter 13-3. So much needed free throws here as Diaz misses the first one. Spain really need to get it going in this last 5 minutes. It's a little bit now or never for them.
Interesting lineup situation as Okeke and Diaz are on the floor at the same time. I like this idea to get the scoring going. Both of them have been pretty strong players in scoring. You can move Diaz to the outside and work the inside if you want a two-person paint. 3 attempt by McKeer, off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Cargill. Has a Wolf on her left and one on the right, but able to get in the clear. Monet over pass to Diaz. Back to Monet. Layup for 2 is good. Back to a 4-point game.
And the times when Spain are slowing down, moving the ball, playing that team concept basketball, they're getting open lanes like that and much better scoring options. It's time for Spain to start stringing some stops and scores like that together. But unfortunately, that foul is not going to help.
Monet called for the foul. Fahmy will go to the line. And if I remember correctly, only 2 fouls already committed by Monet. That's going to be the 3rd personal foul. We see Wheeler's going to take a break on the bench. Fahmy at the line. Free throws on the mark. Before that shot, 50%. Currently 3 for 7 at the line. Second shot is up and good. 4 for 8 on the night.
Yeah, Canada overall having 33 free throw attempts in this game, which is massive, and they're 24 from 33. So 24 of their 68 points coming from free throws is a really big statistic.
3 attempts is off the mark. Going to be last touch by Canada. Going to stay with Spain. Looks like Jurado will go to the bench. She'll take some time for a breather as Garcia returns from her breather. Okay. Cargill. Diaz on the inside looking for a reception. Garcia gets it instead. Blocked by McKeer. Ball is loose, being picked up, and out of bounds is Diaz when she was able to gain possession. Canada with the ball.
And I don't mind that desperation from Diaz going after a loose ball, probably knowing it was going to go out of bounds anyway, but just setting that tone for the rest of her teammates that it's crunch time, got to show a bit more of a sense of urgency and get on those loose balls. And I just want to give a quick shout out to someone in the chat whose name is Light Tower 2. Someone also been coming up into the broadcast quite often with a lot of FIBA facts. So saying that Canada actually hasn't made a final in U17 women's basketball before.
Swords takes a mid-range 2, splashes it. Back to a 7-point lead for the Canadians. On that previous defensive possession for Canada, that was the third block by McKeer. Garcia, screen right, goes right, defended by Fahmy. Cargill. Garcia shakes the defender, up for 2, splashes it from the free throw line. 10 points for Garcia. Ball passes over. Parchment, hands off. Back to Prawl. To the interior. Parchment with 4 fouls. She goes up for 2 and will go to the line. Surprised to see her back in at this point, but it is a time if you want her in. She's well rested, and you've got to take that risk. But she's going to go to the line. She's already 2 for 2.
Yeah, and I think Sara Okeke from Spain picking up her 4th foul. Parchment, as we've mentioned, is on her 4th. But I just really like that patience and execution from Canada, waiting for Parchment to come off that curl cut when the lane was wide open in the middle.
Two for 2 at the stripe. 3 minutes. Well, hey. Garcia up at the top of the backcourt. A 3 attempt by Cargill off the mark, rebounded by Diaz. She takes her shot as she finds some space. The defenders backed off on that play. It surprised me, and I think it surprised her too, how open she was.
Yeah, it's almost like a kind of a half fake she gave there. Her eyes were looking like she was giving for a pass, and I think she was surprised that she was left wide open so close to the basket as well.
Fahmy sets a screen for Prawl. Going to go the other way. Off-balance shot. Draws the foul. 2 free throws coming at the line. Spain will have no more fouls to give. Cargill, that's her 3rd.
Yeah, in that situation, I think Cargill just getting the body in a little bit too late there. And surprisingly, no help coming from the baseline.
Almost to 200 likes for the broadcast. Let's see if we can surge that to 250. Click the thumbs up below the broadcast to show your support. Also, subscribe, click the bell to be notified anytime FIBA goes live with any of its thousands of broadcasts as free throws go in for Canada. It is a 6-point ball game. Garcia on the left side, pass to the right, drive to the basket, layup off the mark. Free throws coming at the line. That is the 4th foul for Prawl. No more to give, but if there's any time that you get your 4th foul, it's a good situation with 2 minutes remaining.
Perhaps not giving away as a cheapie like that, where you've been beaten on defense, giving that cheapie around the back. That's going to be called a foul most days of the week, I think.
Ends up being a good foul, 1 for 2 at the line. And it's a good foul in my book. If they miss 1 at the line, it's a good foul.
Yeah, definitely. Got lucky on that occasion.
McKeer thought about a 3, pass to the inside to Parchment. She loses her balance, loses the ball. Fast break opportunity to the basket. Sans layup is good. 3-point ball game here with 1:38 remaining.
Geez, I don't know about you, Justin, but I am sweating. I've been so caught up in the events of this 4th quarter. I've only just realized we've only got 1:38 to play, and it's 3 points. And I cannot tell you which way this is going to go. I am not confident if I had to choose, I couldn't tell you who's going to take this one.
Parchment, who was in foul trouble, now will be on an injury watch. Pass to the inside, 2 points, easy bucket. A lack of defense by Spain. And now a 5-point ball game once again. Not sure what was going on with Spain defensively. Kick out, 3. Splashes it away.
That is a huge bucket. Huge bucket for Spain. My goodness.
3 for 6 from beyond the arc for Sans with 17 points. Chance to tie or take the lead. 60 seconds remaining. It is crunch time in the game. They are wanting to go for gold. And they have to win this game to make it to that match. Garcia, left side, 3 attempt, off the mark, rebounded by Canada. 40 seconds remaining. Canada 1 bucket away from getting the separation they need. Backcourt violation!
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Justin, I did not pick that coming. Across court violation.
Let's take a look at this. Goes across. And yeah. So she went across and then the ball hit the line. That by definition is a backcourt violation.
Oh wow. Hopefully she can focus on the next play phase. She's had a hell of a game so far, McKeer. I don't want it to come down to that violation.
Running out of time on the shot clock. I don't think they got a full 24 seconds drive.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think they got a full 24 either. It looks like it was only set to 14, perhaps. I'm not too sure why they only got 14.
That is a possibility. Could be a rule we don't know about. But still, 16 seconds remaining. Canada with the timeout. They're going to look to try to move the ball as best as they can. Let's go ahead and talk through this timeout break. My idea on how they're going to handle this is that they're going to make sure they're going to get the ball moving. They're going to make safe passes, but burn as much clock as they can.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And if you're Spain, you want to be fouling as early as you possibly can. You have no time to waste. You need to get your foul count up. You need to get Canada back to the free throw line. But with only 16.9 seconds to go, you don't have a second to spare. As soon as the ball hits someone in play, you've got to foul them.
The 5 players on the floor, all of them have a foul to give, except for Okeke, and that is if they don't make any substitutions right here. We'll wait and see if anybody comes in for Spain.
And it's been a close quarter as well in the scoring front. Canada winning this quarter still 21-16 after winning the third and second quarter as well, having a slow start in the first. And just want to shout out Makia, who's got 21 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals, and 3 blocks.
Inbound. Quick foul. And that one's going to be committed by Sans. She had 1 foul to give. Now she's at 4 fouls. Free throws at the line. And these are by Prawl. For Prawl, she has been at the line only one other time for 2 free throws. 50%. First free throw goes in. 3-point lead. One more bucket puts it out of reach for Spain with 1 possession. Still, they can move quickly down the floor. Second free throw is up and no good. Rebounded by Spain. Moving down the floor. Looking for the opportunity. To the inside. Back out. Finds an opening for 3. Off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Canada. And that's a foul. or time, waiting to see what the official final is, and it is. That's the game. Canada pulls it out, holds on to the lead at the end.
Wow. I'm speechless. I'm sorry. I wasn't disconnected. There wasn't a technical
Oh, pause.
glitch. I was just speechless. Oh,
Foul is called.
It was a foul.
Now, this is a very difficult situation for Spain. There's no chance unless somehow they just grab it by one hand and just launch it down the floor, and that's near impossible. So I would chalk this up as a win for Canada. All they have to do is knock one in and it's over. And that's going to do it. That's the ball game. Crawl at the line. Misses the second. That's going to do it. 77-73. Canada pulling out a win. Coming back from down for the majority of this game. Holding on to it for the entirety of the fourth quarter. I'm losing my voice with how exciting this game was. Jacinta, any thoughts?
Look, I am speechless. It was that fourth quarter was so eventful. We had so many momentum shifts. We had lead changes. It was just a shame that Spain really went away from their game plan that was working for them so well at the bottom of the third, and they just couldn't get it back together come the fourth quarter. But full credit to Canada. They really had to dig their heels in and do the hard work after being down by as much as 12 in parts of the game to turn around and now win by 4. It was a very fast-paced game. At some stages, it was very scrappy, got a little bit wild, got a little bit, a lot of indecisions being made, but Canada managed to regroup, focusing on their defense, turning that into some sound offense, and it was just great to see some of their players like Savannah Swords stepping up in the fourth, just as we needed her. But McKeer, wow, what an incredible stat line for Canada. Points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. She wasn't going anywhere without a win today.
So tomorrow we'll see a matchup between two countries with the widest open border. It'll be a border battle of sorts, United States, Canada, and then another border battle of their own, France versus Spain. It's going to be an interesting day. We'll start with the the bronze medal match tomorrow, Spain versus France. Go ahead and check out the exact times by going to U17worldcup.basketball/women. Click on games and it'll tell you exactly what time these games will start. Finals will be between Canada and the United States. Top performers for this matchup, starting with Spain. Number 9, Miria Sanz with 17 points, as well as 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. She did her work mostly scoring. Adriana Diaz with 16 points with 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. On the other side, top performer Agoba Kier with 21 points. She also had 12 rebounds with a double-double. Had an impressive stat line including 4 assists, 5 steals, and 3 blocks. Another additional player who put up big numbers, Savannah Swords, 16 points. Also had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. What a crazy day it's been, and it's been a day of comebacks. Jacinta. First, the United States had to come back for their win, and now Canada earning their win on a comeback as well.
Oh, absolutely. Isn't it funny how back-to-back semifinals had a very similar narrative? 2 top European teams versus 2 top North American teams. Both North American teams having to really fight their way into getting the win. On the plus side, very entertaining for us as commentators and fans. But also on the plus side for both teams heading into the gold medal match is that this is really great character building now. I think this is the sound preparation both teams needed to be truly tested to win the championship.
Well, Jacinta, it has been a pleasure to call both of these semifinal matches with you. It's been such a pleasure, such fun, and I know that the team at FIBA has appreciated your hard work in calling these games.
Oh, Justin, you're going to make me choke up over here. It's been an absolute pleasure calling these games with you as well, particularly because I've watched so many of your games that you've called before, and now for me to share the semi-finals with you on the world stage has been an absolute honor. And most of all, it's been very, very fun. So I also want to say a big thank you to you and to all the team hard at work that helps us put these games on.
Well, it has been a pleasure. Make sure you join us with FIBA tomorrow, as myself and Aaron Sanders will be on the call for the bronze medal match as well as the finals. And that's going to do it for this game. Thank you for joining us. And before we go, a happy birthday to my son Killian, who's turned 1 year old today. Thank you and have a great day.